Lenovo has polished the chassis of the V155 a bit and put cheap, but also game-ready hardware into the 15-inch case. The result is the IdeaPad L340 Gaming, which has a price of less than €800, $872. Of course, there is no high-end gaming here. In our review, we will show exactly where compromises need to be made. Besides the numerous office devices, Lenovo also equips IdeaPad laptops with a reasonably powerful graphics card, delivering a usable gaming laptop at a price of less than €800, $872. With an Intel Core i5-9300H and NVIDIA's GeForce GTX 1650, many games should be smoothly playable, but you will have to do without very high graphics settings with current blockbusters. In addition, there is 8 GB of memory and a 512 GB SSD. Cheap gaming laptops can also be found with other manufacturers, which is why we compare the IdeaPad L340 Gaming to corresponding devices from the competition in this review. For this, we chose the ASUS ROG Zephyrus GGA502 the ASUS TUF FX505DT EB73 and the HP Omen 15 DC1020NG. We have also included the 17-inch IdeaPad L340 17IRH, which is identically equipped. Other laptops from our database can also be added for comparison under each table. Case, gaming laptop with a decent appearance. The case of the Lenovo IdeaPad L340 Gaming is made of plastic that has been finished with a smooth surface and simulates the look of brushed material. The workmanship is good, and the edges are smooth and even. The weight of the base allows the lid to be opened with one hand. Furthermore, the screen's opening angle is 180 degrees, and the display is surrounded by narrow bezels. The only shortcoming is the great susceptibility to fingerprints, which is especially found on the top side of the lid. With a weight of 2.1 kilograms, 4.6 pounds, the IdeaPad L340 15IRH Gaming is one of the lightest devices in our test field. But the measurements correspond rather to a medium size, whereby the Lenovo laptop finds its place between the HP Omen 15 and the ASUS ROG Zephyrus GGA502. Connectivity: no Thunderbolt in the IdeaPad L340 Gaming. The IdeaPad L340 15IRH Gaming only provides the most necessary ports, which are located exclusively on the left side of the laptop. Lenovo also does without a memory card reader and a Thunderbolt port. There is a USB Type-C port with the 3.0 standard in return. However, it cannot be used to charge the laptop. Communication. The Lenovo IdeaPad L340 15IRH Gaming has a Gigabit Ethernet port and a Wi-Fi module that supports the 802.11a, B, G, N and AC standards. However, due to the lack of 2x2 MIMO antenna technology, the transfer speeds are not as high as on devices such as the HP Omen 15. Apart from the already mentioned antenna technology, the transfer rates of the L340 are still only moderate at 290 megabits per second for receiving data and 309 megabits per second for sending data. Accessories. Out of the box, the IdeaPad L340 15IRH only comes with the gaming laptop itself and the corresponding power adapter. Further accessories such as USB Type-C docking stations, carrying bags, external input devices and more, can be purchased from the manufacturer's website. Maintenance. The bottom cover of the Lenovo IdeaPad L340 can be detached after removing all the screws on the base plate. In this way, users will gain access to memory, which in our review device consists of 8 GB built into the only RAM slot. The SSD can also be replaced, and the fans can also be reached easily for cleaning. Theoretically, there would even be space for a 2.5-inch SATA drive inside the case, but we were not able to find a corresponding port on the motherboard. Warranty. Lenovo honors buyers of the IdeaPad L340 Gaming with a warranty period of 24 months. Everything worth knowing in this regard can be found in our guarantees, return policies and warranties FAQ. Input devices, stiff clickpad but good keyboard. Keyboard. The keyboard in the IdeaPad L340 offers a short travel and a clear pressure point. When writing, the fingertips find a good hold on the surface, but the up and down arrow keys are very small in contrast to the other keys. In addition to a full-fledged number pad, the Lenovo laptop also features monochrome keyboard backlighting that glows blue in our review model. The illumination is uniform and can be adjusted in 2 stages. Touchpad. Lenovo has opted for a clickpad as a mouse replacement with the IdeaPad L340 15IRH Gaming. This sits a bit loosely in its frame, resulting in rattling noises when using it. The mouse buttons only react to strong pressure on the bottom corners of the pad. In addition, the surface provides the fingertips with a quite stubborn resistance, which makes navigating with the mouse pointer slightly difficult. Display, bright and contrast-rich display. The screen of the IdeaPad L340 Gaming consists of a 15.6-inch IPS panel and provides a resolution of 1920 by 1080 pixels. The brightness lies in the midfield of our chosen comparison devices at 253 CD per square meter on average. The same applies to the brightness distribution of 83%. According to our measurements, the display of the Lenovo laptop only begins to flicker at a brightness value below 20% with a very high frequency of 25,910 Hz. Since this value is very high, even users with sensitive eyes should not have any difficulties using the L340 15IRH Gaming. Alongside the panel that is used here, buyers can also order the IdeaPad L340 15IRH Gaming with a TN panel. According to the datasheet, it features a resolution of 1920 by 1080 pixels as well and a brightness of 220 CD per square meter. Our measurements show that the L340 has a very good contrast ratio of 1528 to 1 and also a very good black value of 0.18 D per square meter. Therefore, colors look well separated from each other and black tones are deep and rich. The gaming laptop from Lenovo is able to lead our test field with these values. In addition, the Kalman analysis shows that colors are reproduced very evenly out of the box. Nonetheless, the already small deviation can still be slightly improved through calibration. The corresponding ICC file can be downloaded in the window located above on the right next to the brightness distribution graph. Thanks to the decent brightness and matte display surface, the Lenovo IdeaPad L340 15IRH can be used well outdoors. Places with shade should be favored here, however, since image content is hard to read otherwise. Display response times. Display response times show how fast the screen is able to change from one color to the next. Slow response times can lead to afterimages and can cause moving objects to appear blurry, ghosting. Gamers of fast-paced 3D titles should pay special attention to fast response times. The IPS panel of the Lenovo L340 has very stable viewing angles. Image content can be read from almost any angle, without this becoming distorted or showing the wrong colors. Performance. IdeaPad L340 15IRH offers good CPU performance. Lenovo presents the IdeaPad L340 Gaming as a powerful laptop for gamers. However, the configuration belongs rather to the entry-level category and is enough to run modern games smoothly. Users have to do without very high graphics settings here and should not want to play at 4K resolution either. While the graphics card is limited to the NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1650, there are different configurations available for RAM as well as storage. Different processors are offered for the CPU, and these go up to Intel's Core i7-9750H processor. In our review device, an Intel Core i5-9300H makes for a smooth operating system. The clock speeds for the 4 processor cores lie between 2.4 and 4.1 GHz, whereby the maximum turbo speed can only be maintained by up to 2 simultaneous cores. How long this performance can be kept up also depends to a large extent on the cooling system. The L340 only showed light fluctuations in our Cinebench R15 stress test, even over a prolonged period of time. Therefore, performance can be considered to be very stable. Compared to the other laptops in our test field, the individual results in the multi- and single-core disciplines also confirm a very good utilization of the performance of the Core i5-9300H. Only the AMD Ryzen 7 3750H of the ASUS ROG Zephyrus G has better results in multi-core performance. On battery power, the multi-core value of the L340 is also about 53% lower than when plugged in. System performance. System performance tests paint a completely different picture. In the PC Mark 8 and 10 benchmarks, the Lenovo IdeaPad L340 15IRH gaming only manages to occupy one of the lower places in our test field. The PC Mark 10 digital content creation single value shows a small outlier. The L340 reaches the second place here. The performance reached by other systems in our reviews can be found in our CPU benchmarks list. Storage. Lenovo uses a 512GB SSD in our review model of the IdeaPad L340 15IRH. According to our storage benchmarks, this provides average values. Users will definitely benefit from higher speeds compared to conventional HDDs, but much faster models are installed in our chosen comparison devices. According to the datasheet, Lenovo's low-cost gaming laptop is also available with an SSD up to 1 TB and an HDD up to 2 TB. In our HDD/SSD benchmarks article, you can read about the performance reached by other storage devices in our tests. Graphics card. Lenovo installs 2 versions of NVIDIA's GeForce GTX 1650 in the IdeaPad L340 gaming, so buyers can choose between 3 and 4 GB of video memory. The latter is used in our review model and shows results in the lower midfield in the 3D-Mark benchmarks. Compared to our tests with other laptops with this GPU, however, the Lenovo laptop performs slightly above average. On battery power, users have to expect a decrease in performance of about 14%. The performance provided by NVIDIA's GeForce GTX 1650 compared to other graphics card can be found in our GPU benchmarks list. Gaming performance. NVIDIA's GeForce GTX 1650 can run modern games at Full HD resolution smoothly. Users will have to do with slightly lower graphics settings at times, which is also reflected in our tests of current games. Even older titles with high graphics performance requirements, such as The Witcher 3, barely exceed the 30 FPS mark at the highest graphics level. Emissions. Quiet gaming laptop. Noise emissions. The Lenovo IdeaPad L340 15IRH is very quiet during day-to-day use and under little load. However, the fans become audible under increasing load and reach a noise level of up to 40.2 dB. The fan noise is a constant noise, which can be easily blended out. Other laptops show a similarly quiet operation in this performance class. If you are not using any demanding applications, the L340 15IRH gaming is also suitable for quiet environments. Temperature. Our measurements show that the L340 reaches surface temperatures of up to 27.9 degrees Celsius, 82 degrees Fahrenheit, on idle usage and a maximum of 58.1 degrees Celsius, 137 degrees Fahrenheit, under load. The warmest point is located at the bottom on the rear left, below the power connector. At almost 60 degrees Celsius, 140 degrees Fahrenheit, the case feels very warm, and the laptop can no longer be easily used, for example, on the lap. During our approximately 1-hour continuous stress test, The core temperatures of the CPU rise up to 82 degrees Celsius, 178 degrees Fahrenheit. Initially, the power consumption of the L340 was 124 watts, indicating the use of the CPU's maximum TDP of 45 watts. This value drops quite quickly to 100 watts, 25 watts for the CPU, and then settles at 90 watts, 15 watts for the CPU. Since a load that resembles our stress test is almost impossible in practice, users should not expect restrictions due to the temperatures being too high. Speakers. The speakers in the Lenovo Legion L340 15IRH Gaming offer low volume and a fairly balanced sound, but without bass. In very quiet environments, occasional audio playback is possible, but external speakers or headphones are recommended. These can be connected to the low-cost gaming laptop via a 3.5mm audio jack. This holds corresponding connectors firmly and does not affect sound quality in a negative way. Energy management, gaming laptop with good battery life. Energy consumption. Our measurements show that the IdeaPad L340 15IRH Gaming has a power consumption of at least 3.8 watts when idle and up to 124 watts under load. On average, it is therefore more economical than the other laptops in our test field and exhibits the lowest energy requirement, especially under maximum load. The included power adapter provides an output of 135 watts and therefore has enough capacity to be able to supply the Lenovo IdeaPad L340 15IRH Gaming reliably with energy. Battery life. The IdeaPad L340 Gaming reaches a runtime of 649 hours in our practical Wi-Fi test. With this, it occupies the second to last place under our chosen comparison devices. Only the ASUS ROG Zephyrus GGA502 shows an even shorter runtime. With the included charger, it takes about 2 hours and 20 minutes for the 45 watt-hours battery to be fully charged again. Verdict: only minor shortcomings. The Lenovo IdeaPad L340 15IRH Gaming shows in our review that even budget laptops with slightly less graphics performance are suitable for games. However, buyers have to accept minor trade-offs such as the missing memory card reader or the somewhat weak ClickPad. Wi-Fi could be faster too. Together with the good maintenance possibilities and a bright display with a good contrast and black value, Lenovo gets a lot right here. While the CPU is able to perform well in the corresponding test and does not show any performance drops, the poor performance in the test corresponding to the overall system performance was surprising. The single-channel RAM and the SSD can be listed as suspects here. While the latter can be replaced, users have no other choice when it comes to memory, unfortunately. In daily use, however, the moderate PC mark results are not noticeable.